Hey, what's up, Kim folk? Everybody in Tennessee, in the Philippines. I want to say, give y'all a big shout out, YouTube land. I know it's been a couple weeks, I guess, since I even shot a video. It's kind of been crazy weather here. I mean, they're, it's they're dousing our skies, man, every day with strontium, barium, aluminum oxide. It's I don't know if you can see. There's no sun out nowhere, nowhere. It's crazy, man. It's the research that I've been doing on this stuff. Aluminum causes Alzheimer's and dementia. I don't really know that much about strontium or barium, um, but uh, it could be anything. I mean, who knows really what it is? But you know, uh, this ain't the America that I grew up in. It's not. This is there's it's treason really at the highest levels, and it's got to the point where I'm going to call the state attorneys generals and see why there's not the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation sitting arresting these pilots that are um, spraying and then landing and then refilling and then going back up and spraying some more. Like, we the people have to do something. Uh, I'm just glad I'm here on special visit. Been here 6 months. Uh, I don't know if y'all remember from my past videos, but I was in a bad work accident in 2024 September and ended up breaking 6 ribs. I broke 6 ribs. I broke my right tibia and fibula. Got a titanium rod put through it. Um, you know, had just all kinds of problems out of it. Infection. I actually ended up with an infection in my leg before I left for the Philippines. Got to the Philippines, the infection came back pretty aggressive, and ended up losing just the muscle and all that stuff of my left leg. Had to cut out because it was so infected. The Doc Albano, thanks for saving my left leg. Yeah, I'll probably have to wear a compression sock for the rest of my life, but at least I can still ride a motorcycle, and that's like one of my passions. It's a big stress reliever, so, and I'm able to walk, so praise God for that first and foremost. Let's, give him all the praises really, for me going to that one hospital, there in, Coronado, so, uh, actually looked today at a guy TikTok video. Guy says that I could go to Vietnam and take a TFL course in Vietnam, and that they guarantee me a English teaching job of only working 20 hours a week. Um, Pays really good since the cost of living in Vietnam is so cheap. So I still plan on the Philippines being my home base. Uh, but and if I can do it online, if but I reckon it's that TEFL. You can do it in Cambodia. You can teach in Thailand, Cambodia, Japan, China. Um, I think maybe Indonesia, Malaysia. So they can pretty well, and they guarantee you a job. Like once you finish their little course, they guarantee you a job. So that's definitely something that I'm looking at doing. But America, I just don't recognize it anymore. I'll be honest with you. I just, not only are we paying like what I would pay in a month out there in the Philippines, I pay in one week just for groceries, just for myself now. And I was feeding two in the Philippines. So, if that'll tell you anything about how high the cost of living is here, um, but God willing, really, I'm with all this spraying of the sky. Look, I love healthy living. I mean, I've always been one to be in the gym. I've always been one to eat healthy, not use seed oils, all that stuff. And when I come outside and I see lines all in the sky, and then 2 or 3 hours later, the whole cloud, the everything is blocked, the sun is blocked. Man, I don't want to breathe this air, and I'm out here standing in it right now. Look at this water. What goes up must come down. Well, where's it coming down at? It's going to come down on our soil. It's going to come down on our water, in our lungs. And how these people. I mean, they must be hardened pilots. Are they trying to kill us all? Is this part of the depopulation? We are the most armed nation in the world as far as civilian population. So is that their point? They're trying to de-arm us by just killing us all. And whoever lives through it, shove us all into smart cities. It's wicked. It's evil. And I don't want to be a part of it. And thank God, even though we had a war with Vietnam, thank God that they are welcoming, Americans and other nations too. But they're still welcoming Americans to come and live and work there and have a productive life. It's some of the healthiest living, healthiest food. Guys, I lost 110 pounds while I was in the Philippines in 10 months. And I've been back here 6 months and gained 24 pounds. So just this month, February, I started all protein, no carbs whatsoever, no rice, no nothing. And I've lost. Well, I feel like I've lost some weight, but I'm back on it. I'm going to stick to it until I get out of here. I text my buddy. He's Puerto Rican. Texted him yesterday, asked him if he knew of a cheap apartment or something that I could rent in Puerto Rico just to get back to clean skies. I mean, get to breathing fresh air. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous, man. And how anybody are just going on about, I don't even know if they even notice. I mean, you think, and it is all over the internet. You look it up, TikTok, it's all in my algorithms. It's in my Facebook. But Tennessee passed the Clean Skies Act in July 1st of 2024. And when I left by September of 2024, I mean, by December 2024, my neighbor, we were standing outside one day and counted like 4 planes flying overhead, just dumping that stuff all over us. Well, when I got to the Philippines, after I was there about a week, I started coughing up phlegm, and I don't smoke. I'm a non-smoker. So I started coughing up phlegm and blowing my nose. Like I went through probably 4 or 5 boxes of tissue within a month, a little over a month, and just kept hawking up uh, just phlegm. And I honestly believe it's where they was spraying, and I'd been breathing this crap in. You get out there, you start sweating, you start breathing in fresh air, and God just works His magic, and your body starts to expel that stuff that's not supposed to be in there. And I don't know if they think that this is just going to be the norm, that we need to get used to this. This is treason at its highest levels, and even the state departments aren't doing anything about it. Our lawmakers here in Tennessee, yeah, they passed this Clean Skies Act, but nothing's being enforced. I mean, they're not arresting these pilots as they land after spraying, dumping chemicals on top of our heads. And I don't care if you believe me or not. Look in Pennsylvania, look in Missouri, look in LA. Um, they're spraying all over this country. And they can say that it's to block the sun from global warming. Man, there's no such thing as global warming. I'll tell you what, it's man causing all this stuff. God give us a perfect world when he separated the waters from the waters. It took him 6 days, and it and I see now why he had to flood the place um, during the days of Noah. And the Bible speaks of it. It says in the end times it's going to be as it was in the days of Noah. They'll be marrying and giving in marriage and drinking and just carrying on. But the evil ones, still exist. And I'm not so sure that America's the good guys anymore. Uh, this whole fight for freedom and democracy and we're a republic. We're not a democracy. So they need to get that straight, you know. Uh, it's just crazy. It's madness, really, that nobody's really paying attention or nobody's doing anything, and if they are, nothing's getting done. Nothing is getting done. And I just feel like, I got a voice, and it's my God-given right to express this because then you got the whole Israeli thing, wanting to get us into a war with Iran, and Iran has done nothing to the United States. You know, we have fought wars for the Israelis over there in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Syria, Lebanon, and Libya. And Iran, I guess, is the last one on the table. Uh, and it's all for the Israelis, the Zionists over there, and I'm not, they bring out, they've got our APAC, which is should be registered as a foreign lobbyist group for the Israelis, or for Israel is really what it's for. But they they have got our politicians in their back pocket, and they I can see why they've been kicked out of 109 different countries. The Jewish people have been kicked out of 109 different countries. Um, the synagogue of Satan, the Bible speaks of the synagogue of Satan. You know, uh, I see it, and God pulled back the veil over my eyes probably about 10 years ago when I started reading the Bible and I started to understand it, and then I started seeing the world as the world really is and not how the news or I don't even watch the news anymore. I haven't watched the news in years. I can't because it's all propaganda and it's all scripted. It's not the real news anymore. It's what they want us to see. And thank God for independent journalists. Thank God for YouTube. Coming in there and letting us, express our First Amendment freedoms, freedom of speech. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy, man. And I hate to get on here and just complain, but I really, if there was something not to complain about, then that's probably what I'd be making a video of, guys. And soon I'll be out here on these waters right behind me in a kayak, and I really don't want to be out here uh, breathing this crap every day. And I'm out here right now, and there's not. I mean, if you could see, look up there, like it wasn't like that this morning. This morning there was some blue skies, but I seen the streaks. I seen them streaks, and I thought, oh man. And then now this afternoon, it's done covered. So makes me sick, really. Such a great nation is being controlled or something. Uh, like my throat right now feels like it's and like I said, I'm a non-smoker. If this was healthy air, breathing healthy air, then I'm sure my throat wouldn't feel like it's kind of on fire right now. Um, really makes me want to, and that's something else. Those that are awake, they don't want to come outside. I really don't even like coming outside when I know that they've been spraying. I mean, it's sad, really. It's sickening and it's evil, and somebody has to expose it. Um, and if it's just this old boy from Tennessee, that's why I can't wait. Oh my gosh. So I ain't done nothing as far as the insurance company goes. I've been back here 6 months. They have not got me any treatment. They've been ordered by the doctor 3 different times. Get this man treatment, get this man treatment. This insurance company has refused to get me any kind of treatment whatsoever. So they finally got me a court date for May the 6th. Well, that's, this is February, we're a few months out. So I don't really plan on being here. And, I think I'm going to go to Puerto Rico, stay down there for a little, maybe a month or so. I'll probably shoot some vlogs down there because I'm sure they're not spraying the skies over Puerto Rico. Even though it is an American territory, I pray that they're not anyway, you know. But if they are, I'm going to video it and I'll put that out there. Because it's not happening in Southeast Asia. And let's pray to God, let's, to all my Philippine fans and my new subscribers, like, y'all really need to get this video out there, because Southeast Asia does not need to follow the West, does not need to follow their ideology, their crazy ways of thinking. It's anything. Do your own thing. That's why the healthiest living is out there in the Philippines, in Thailand, in Cambodia, definitely Vietnam, Japan. You don't really see obese people out there. Here, it's pretty common to see an obese person pretty much everywhere you go, including myself. I mean, I had got down to 250 when I came back, and then I'd put on 24 pounds. So hopefully I'm back. If I can just leave from here at the same weight that I came, I know when I get back to the Philippines that it will be gone. Like I'll lose that weight in no time, So, and I don't know when I'll come back. That's the sad part. And I've got kids here and grandkids, but I really don't know when I'll come back. It may be 3 years. It could, I've got friends and family here. I'll be calling them up, checking on the skies, checking on the civil unrest, see if tyranny's still going on, see if there's still treasonous acts going on, and kind of make it, the Philippines is open, welcome me with open arms. Like the people out there are so kind, so respectful, and it's all in their raising, man. It's all in their raising, and I love it. I ain't, like I said, that's going to be my home base. I may go to Vietnam, you know, and and maybe I could even teach teach English in the Philippines. I don't know. I just seen the countries that Philippines wasn't named in that, because I think they do teach English in their schools. But I mean, I would definitely go to Vietnam, 6 months out of the year, do some, teaching English there, be something definitely, you know, I see a lot of vloggers. They're out there, and I love it. It's got beautiful mountains, it's beautiful country. Vietnam's a beautiful country. So is Thailand. I mean, Cambodia is too. But I've kind of, one of my dreams was wanting to rent a motorcycle in Thailand and ride it from Thailand all the way over to Vietnam. I've seen a couple that did that back a couple years ago on YouTube, and I just thought that was the coolest. Of course, I don't want to do it by myself. I'm hoping to have a partner, go there with me. But you know, I just had to get on here, man, and this is therapy to me. I ain't out here trying to make a killing. I'm out here just telling the truth. And I hate that I'm complaining, because I know nobody really wants to hear complaints. But those that have left America, they probably know what I'm talking about. That's probably the reason why they did leave. And I know it played in a lot of factors for me. Uh, you know, and then, like I said, once I got out there and was snotting and coughing up phlegm and stuff, I knew right then that's what we was breathing. And it's been bad ever since I've been back. And I've been back 6 months, and I'm hoping I won't be back uh, until these criminals are arrested. We have laws to go by, and not even the law, not even the CIA, Now, I don't care what your three-letter agency got you standing for, NSA, FBI, you ain't above the law, you know? And even though you might think that you are, you know, and I guess that's why the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was set in for people like us to keep people like you in check, you know. And thank God for this internet. Thank the Lord that we can get our voices out there still and let it be heard, you know, because it's getting bad over here, you know. I mean, I got a 9 on my side right now, you know. In the Philippines, I walk around at nighttime. You know, I might have a pocket knife or something in my pocket, but I've walked to my pharmacy. I've walked, you know, and it'd be 8, 9 o'clock at night. And, you know, everybody's just like, hey, Joe, you know, it's just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, you know, but we got to show love to one another, man. This is not love of the people. You know what I mean? If they don't respect our boundaries, you know, I don't know what else to do, you know, and I'm just one person. I can't do anything. I'm just an old boy from Tennessee. I like to hunt. I like to fish, ride four-wheelers, do everything we was raised up doing here, you know, and for all this to be taking place in a country that I don't even recognize now, man, I just don't, you know, I just can't see me staying here. I can't see me not being able to be my best in a country that's bringing out the worst, you know, and not really the worst. It's just, you know, like I said, there's not, I don't have no good stories to tell. You know what I mean? You don't, you got to stay positive even in a negative world, but you can't stay healthy in an unhealthy world. Does that make sense? You know, so you got to stay where you got clean air, clean water, you know, everything, because that's the way God intended us. You know that one of our old presidents had said a long time ago, Lyndon B. Johnson said that the one that controls the weather controls the world. Well, you know, when you start playing God and you start trying to control the weather and you're going to try to control the population, you're going to try to, and you think you're going to control, it'll never work out. I promise you. So for those that can hear my voice, it's never going to work out for you. So, because God is in control, he still sits on the throne, and he's paying attention to all this. You know what I mean? So, you know, how he handles it, I don't know, you know, but I just know I don't want to be here when he does. Amen. I don't want to be here when God's wrath comes upon this place. You know, if this ain't Mystery Babylon, then I really don't know where it would be, you know. Uh, just to be honest with you, I think this is the little horn. You know, I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong, but you know, my discernment's always been right. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You know, but man, hopefully my next video I'll have something positive to tell. Maybe I'll have a blue sky that I could show you. But really, right now, like I taste that crap. You know, it don't even taste right in your mouth. So anyway, y'all stay blessed. You know, keep us in your prayers. You know, keep the skies over here safe and in your prayers. And I guess I'll touch base with you. Hopefully, you know, I'm gonna try to start making more content, but it's been difficult in the situation that I'm currently in. So, you know, hopefully, you know, if I get down to Puerto Rico, I'll have a lot more time. Uh, and I won't be, you know, around the group of people that I'm around currently. So I'll be able to, you know, make a lot more content. And I know when I get to the Philippines, I'm definitely going to be making some travel content. So y'all hang in there. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening to me complain. You know, God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next one.